Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on my channel. We are not here on Dead by Daylight today. We are actually here on the wikis of the two new people arriving to Dead by Daylight in the short future. They're already out on PC. Obviously, I play on Xbox, so I want to read a bit more in detail about the new killers, the new survivor, and also the new map that is coming. So I've tried to do a little bit of research on everything, and this is the best I can find from both of the survivor and the killer. I couldn't find anything more on the map. Obviously, you don't find too much on maps unless they're fully released yet, and this is only just a test build. But the map is called Garden of Joy. If you want to search it up, you can go search it up. It's also, there's a lot of videos on YouTube. People are probably streaming it on Twitch, so you could probably find it. There it is. But yeah, I'm going to talk about the Dredge. So the Dredge is the brand new killer coming to Dead by Daylight, obviously. He's one scary looking person. And I've got to say, I'm quite terrified of this killer. I'm very, very terrified of this whole entire build. As you can see from here, he's from the Withered Isle. His power is the Reign of Darkness. His weapon is a knotted appendige? Oh. Okay. Obviously, he's quite fast. Normal survivors are I think it's 1 meter per second, so he's a very, very quick killer. Very, very quick. I think it's that anyway. Sorry, 30 meters. Obviously, height was tall, and there's a new DLC, The Roots of Dread. So, going through the whole overview of this, the Dredge is a manifestation of the dark thoughts once vibrant community able to teleport between lockers and summon overwhelming darkness. His personal perks are Dissolution, Darkness Revealed, and Septic Torch. Allow it to destroy pallets, spot survivors near lockers, afflict healing survivors with blindness and exhausted. Its difficulty rating is moderate, so kind of medium to everything. Here's its little backstory. I'm not going to read through this. As much as I want to read through this, I want to do it at my own time, so I will leave it up here for everyone to, read as much as they can in certain amount of times. Obviously, pause the video, read through it if you want to read through it. I will show you from the bottom as well. So there you go. Just pause it, read through it, do what you need to do with it, and then obviously continue the video when you're ready. Okay. So, the loadout. The unique perks that are, part of the Dredge. You've got Dissolution. Everything turns to dust. It is inescapable as the coming of night. 3 seconds after injuring a survivor by any means, Dissolution activates for 12 seconds at base level, 16 for rare level, and 20 seconds for ultra rare level. While Dissolution is active, if a survivor fast vaults a pallet while they're inside your terror radius, the entity will break the pallet at the end of the vault, deactivating Dissolution. So, what that shows to me is that this perk might be a bit more usable, mainly due to the fact of you can have people break pallets for you. Obviously, you have to pull them down and you have to fly over them. But when you're in chase with people, they're going to fly over them anyway and they're going to destroy them. So this could be quite a powerful perk if you're not careful. Do I think stuff like Spirit Fury, because Spirit Fury shows pallets, will this kind of have an effect on that? Will this go with that? Because I think it would, because they're breaking pallets. But it's the survivors breaking pallets, not you, so I don't know what that means for Spirit Fury. maybe they interact with each other, maybe they don't. We'll have to see when there's more content on that. Darkness revealed. In your presence, place once thought to be as safe, perhaps at the most dangerous. When you search a locker, the auras of all survivors within 8 meters of any locker are revealed for 3, 4, and 5 seconds. Darkness revealed has a cooldown of 30 seconds. So, for anyone that doesn't know, I think it's down here somewhere. Yeah, I think it's down there somewhere. But I'll explain it anyway. The Dredge's power is he can teleport to lockers. We can notice this through, I've seen gameplay. He can teleport to any locker on a map. And it's obviously a lot slower than a normal teleport like the Nurses or the Onryos. But it's still the same effect of he can teleport. I haven't seen this from a survivor's point of view yet, so I'm still a bit uncertain because everyone's kind of playing killer at the moment. No one's really playing survivor. So I don't know how people are reacting to seeing this new killer. But from what I'm seeing, it's a lot more terrifying for a killer's point of view to slowly go into a locker and pop out at like any random time. So, you know, obviously this is a perk, so it's not normally going to be like this, but it's still nice to see it be there. And last one, Septic Torch. The land of shadows subsues all. Healing only delays the inevitable. When the survivor is performing a heal action while they are inside your terror radius, the survivors suffer from blindness and exhaustion status. This effect lingers for 6, 7, and 8 seconds after the healing action is interrupted by any means. Personally, I don't think this perk will be used that much. It's not something that, like, I would see used often. It seems like a decent perk, because obviously when survivors are healing, they'll heal like right near you or something, and they're getting hit with exhaustion. But for someone like me, I don't run an exhaustion perk. I don't run one anymore. I used to run Overcome. Now I don't. I don't see many people that run that many exhaustion perks. Obviously, blindness is blindness. Like, you can get rid of blindness. It's like Fearmonger, but, you know, you're healing instead of doing gens. So, you know, and you see Fearmonger quite a few times. So you probably might see this, but I don't really see it as a useful perk, especially against me. But obviously, against certain other survivors, this might be quite useful. And getting back on the Darkness Revealed, that's probably going to what was I going to say? That's probably going to make, I think it's Elodie's perk. I forgot what the perk's called. It's where they can fake a locker. I can't figure out what it's called now. I'm really just having one of those moments where I just can't think what the perk's called. It'll hit me later, I know it will. But yeah, if people know what it's Elodie's perk where she can fake a locker. You know, when people search lockers, that's probably a good counter for it, because when they search it, they can actually see, you know, where they went, if they're still within the 8 meter mark. If they're not, then obviously, yeah, they're not going to be there, and you kind of looked a bit silly, but you never know. Because 8 meters isn't a big distance. I'm going to be brutally honest. 8 meters is not brutal. If you take in Treatment Theatre, in the middle of the map, you've got the generator. And obviously, you've got walls all the way around it. 8 meters is from one side of the generator to the opposite side of that. I'm like a bit sure on that. Because when I've seen people use the Wraith, and they have one that's got 8 meters, they couldn't see them from the doorway, which was opposite them. And I thought, that's surely the 8 meters. It's not. 8 meters actually, you know, one side of that to the other. So it's not actually that big of a radius. So I don't see that being useful, personally. Yeah, I see that being useful. I don't see that being useful. And that one, you'll see it from time to time. obviously, the levels that you'll be able to make them teachable, right there, level 30 for Dissolution, which I think is going to be the more powerful perk. Level 35 for Darkness Revealed, unless I'm missing a trick with these two. Well, obviously this one, but not this one. And obviously Septic Torch, yeah. But I don't think that Darkness Revealed will be a usable perk, personally. Okay. So, the weapon. The knotted I want to say it's appendants. Yeah, it is I can't say that word. I just realised it. Appendage? Appendage, there we go. Brain work for me. It's the primary weapon of the Dredge. Some of the body parts formed into a crude, horrifying... That sounds creepy. That just sounds creepy. Right. I don't want any part of this. That's me being honest. I don't want any part of this. Looking at that and seeing what that is, I'm not interested. I'm really not interested. And then the power. Like dart through the Dredge is difficult to shake, and when night falls, it's nearly impossible. Reigns of Darkness. You start the trial with 3 tokens. Press and hold the power button to activate the Glooming special ability. Once activated, the Dredge leaves a remnant behind. In a state, the Dredge is free to roam the trial's grounds. Albert at a slow power. Aim for a locker, press the ability button to teleport, and press the attack button to return to the remnants. Ah, okay. So it seems a bit like that. It's disabled. Teleport into a locker when a survivor touches it. When teleporting to a locker or when a survivor touches it. So, okay. So when someone touches that locker... But that's not really going to change much, because on majority maps there's 2 to 3 lockers next to each other. So if you can't teleport to one, it's very obvious on which survivor's in which. So I don't see that being too bad. While in a locker, aim at any locker and press the ability button to teleport again. Each teleportation contains one token. Jesus Christ, why can't I speak? Is in the locker or return to the remnants will activate the glooming cooldown 12 seconds, after which all tokens are replenished. So if you teleport to a locker, obviously it's not the right locker, you can teleport to another locker and still be alright. It's not bad. Special interactions, locking lockers. Survivors can place locks on lockers in order to slow the Dredge upon exiting them. The Dredge can break the locks by exiting the locked locker by performing a basic attack on the lock from the outside. Each locker may only be locked once per trial. So for survivors' sakes, the first thing you're going to do, especially if you've got a boon part of your trial, the first thing that I can see people are going to do are going to lock the lockers, they're going to find a totem, and then they're going to start where it's just slowing down the game even more. Obviously, I'll do the same. I don't run a boon totem, but I want to run a boon. But there's also supposed to be another perk that I think is missing from this. I will try and find it. I will try and find that other perk. So I'm pretty sure the perk's called Soul Guard, if I'm correct. So I will have to try and actually I'll try and find it now. I think this is the perk. Yes, it is. No? No, this isn't it. No. There's a new perk as well. I just need to try and find it, because I saw it and I was like... I was a bit amazed by it, but it's not what I think it is. I'll try and find it. I knew it was something like Soul Guard, but I think it was close, but I might just be being stupid. Right. Either way. Whenever a healthy survivor is injured, a survivor is hooked, or the Dredge uses teleportation power, the Nightfall meter builds. The Nightfall meter is faster for each survivor in an injured state. Okay. Once Nightfall meter is full, Nightfall will begin automatically, forcing survivors to navigate in near total darkness. Nightfall ends after 60 seconds. Survivors join the Revenants will reduce the time. During nightfall, the dredge benefits the following effects. Teleportation to and between locks is faster and a shorter cooldown of 4 seconds, and grants the undetectable status effect. Okay. So, this seems quite powerful. So Nightfall is going to be something that is used after the Dredge has got a survivor or injured survivor. From what I'm looking at here. Which seems quite powerful from what is being said. So I think this is going to be a killer that's going to be used a lot. Especially people like the Onryo, like the nurse, or just want someone who can teleport. I think this would be used quite a bit. But yeah, the main stuff with all this sort of stuff. Obviously, here's all the speeds. I'm not going to keep going through everything. If you guys want to look through it, pause the video, have a look at them. And you can go through there. And also the Nightfall activation as well. And the discharging and all that sort of stuff. And then the final bits are there. So yeah. Obviously, you've got the 2 achievements. You've got the cosmetics. You've got all the other stuff that will be coming. And yeah. Here's just a few things from gameplay of the video, or of everything that has been occurred. This seems very, very weird. I'm not going to deny it. But yeah. That is the Dredge. Okay. Yeah. Alright. So Haddie. Haddie is the other new survivor. Now making it now 31 survivors. Obviously part of the same thing. Haddie, her personal perks are Inner Force, Resolute Manifest, and Overzealous. Overzealous. Yep, Zealous. Obviously, you've got more about her overview. I'm not too bothered about that. Obviously, you've got all this sort of stuff as well. I'll let you read through it if you want to read through it. Obviously, pause the video, look through it. Right. So, first perk, Inner Force. You'll hone your ability to see through the haze of the Revenants. Or Revents, yep. You could tell that I struggle with English a lot. Right. You can see scratch marks of other survivors of 32 meters within you. Whenever another survivor loses a heal state within 32 meters of you, the killer's aura is revealed for 3, 4, and 5 seconds. That's not bad. I quite like. That's like another Dark Sense or another Kindred. You get to see the aura of the killer for a number of seconds for survivors that are, injured within 32 meters of you. I quite like that. I'm really, really glad that that's a perk. That seems like a very, very powerful perk, and I think that's going to be used quite a bit. Residual Manifest. A lifetime chasing the darkness has taught you the best of disinfectant is light. After a successful killer blind, the killer suffers from blindness. Status effect for 20, 25 and 30 seconds. Resolute Manifest will grant the ability to rearrange the open the chest once per trial and will get a guaranteed basic flashlight. That's going to be powerful. The amount of people that are flashlight bandits these days are going to run that perk. And killers are going to have a very, very, very bad time. Because that perk is going to be so, so powerful. Due to the fact of, A, you blind them for longer. And B, you can get another fresh flashlight. Obviously, people can use Built to Last and still use the same flashlight. But that's going to be a very, very bad plan for the killer. Especially if you can chain blinds, because I don't know if it stacks. If it stacks, then that's going to be one of the worst perks to ever come up against if you're a killer. Because the amount of times you probably get blinded per game is probably going to be annoying. So, yeah, I don't think that's going to be a perk that killers want to see. And I think flashlights will probably be a lot more targeted by killers. But yeah. Overzealous. Fighting back against the rabbits, screw it, motivates you, inspires you. After cleansing a totem, it is activated. Increases your repair speed. So that's probably a counter to Thanatophobia. Because it's not saying if you're injured or not, but people cleanse totems all the time. I do it. Whenever I see a totem that, I cleanse it. Because not many people run boons to the point of where I just feel like cleansing a totem is not more usable. But I want to know if that stacks. Because if this stacks, say you cleanse all 5 totems, that's 30% faster on your repair speed. Or is it just after cleansing 1 totem is activated? And like you can't stack it. So I think that would be a perk that I want to kind of check in on. See if it stacks. If it stacks, that's going to be so powerful for people that just do totems. You know, if someone's running Hex Undying and Hex Ruin and all these other hexes, and you're just doing totems to get rid of them, your gen speed is going to be so quick. Especially if it's you and 2 other people, or even 1 other person running the same perk, and you both cleanse 2 totems and it stacks. That's 24% on a gen. Plus you've got the gen time of 2 people doing it, then you've got also the gen time of if you've got any of the running perks or a toolbox. That is going to be a powerful perk, and I'm very excited for it. Obviously, levels that come in, obviously the achievements, but yeah. I was going to try and find the map. I have tried to find the map. Obviously, I can't find the map. I've been trying for a while. But that's where I'm going to leave this video for today. Talk about these 2. They look quite good. I'm very interested in Haddie. I want to get used to it. And also the Dredge looks really powerful at this current point in time, from what I'm seeing. Obviously, you have to get used to this, so over time he may become less usable. Like Pinheads, Trickster, and a few other recent kills that came and not really done much. So, I think there's definitely room for improvement. However, you know, I have to put into concept, not everything's perfect, not everything's going to work, but hey ho. If you have enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Until next time, goodbye.